Hey, hello everybody. Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? We made it past Monday, y'all. Some of us just barely, but we here. All right, hey Dee Dee. Hello, Sagefire. Miss you, honey. Hey, Giggle Glimmer. Thank you for the title. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Oh, there we go. Hey Dee Dee. So, child. We have a lot to talk about tonight. So as the title denotes, I like to talk about the new moon. I try to get it in about a week ahead of time, but we're close. A new moon, who this? I know, right? So I try to get it in early enough, and so we're getting better with that. But as I was looking at, I don't know if you guys watched the equinox video from yesterday. I alluded to the fact that today's or the new moon's chart is pretty clean. Like everything is pretty much like boxed in together. But as I was really getting into it and analyzing it, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be very, 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 very interesting. Because this new moon is Libra. And Libra is, as we know, the first house, the first external house, right? So Virgo is the last of the personal houses, and we'll talk about that at some time in the future. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and then Virgo are the personal houses. And then the other six, the other six comprise the external, or how we deal with the external world, right? Starting with Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So Libra is the first house where we're dealing with something outside of ourselves. So, our relationships, it is ruled by Venus. So it's about love. It's also about money. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Got to have a job if you want to be with me. Y'all know that song. Remember it, child. Remember it. Hey, SR. So here we are. Just after the fall equinox, the autumnal equinox. And we're coming into this new moon. And as I'm looking at the aspects of it, it is going to be a humdinger doozy. It's now past the time where we've been focusing on ourselves, what to include, what to exclude, what type of people we want, where we are spiritually, where we are, all of these things. We've been dealing with our internal, our health, all these things, home, blah blah blah, hopefully getting our foundation right. And really we're supposed to be paying attention to that, like having a foundation that's solid. Hey, Lollipop. Right. Romance without finance is a nuisance, child. I know that's right. I know that's true. But anyway, so we've been asked to do all of this personally now for the first half of the year. Now it's time to apply, hopefully, what we've learned to the external world. Therefore elevating our interpersonal relationships. Now, when you take relationships into account, when you take relationships into account, this is not just your romantic relationships. So don't go clicking off this video thinking, well, I'm not in a relationship, I'm not on a ship, I'm not, situationship, relationship, whatever. This is about everything. Your friendships, your family interactions, your work, right? Career, and even your spiritual This is about getting, hey Maria, getting us in balance. It's now time to take everything that we have learned, hopefully, and apply it now externally outside of ourselves, and let's see how well we do. Okay, we are going to let's get the other chart up here. Let's get our new moon chart. All right, here we go. We've got our new moon chart. Now, I made this as large as I could. But what I also did is I went ahead and put like the aspect grid, right, on the side of it as well, because I wanted you to be able to see the aspects as well as the chart itself. So let me get my pen and my little drawing doohickey. Dee Dee says this Libra, yeah, you need, y'all Libras definitely do need y'all balance. Okay, y'all definitely do need y'all balance. I want to make one statement as well as we're getting into this. If you look down in the description box below, you will see there are 2 links in that description box. One is to my website for the lunar phase readings. Remember, I did this last month just for the full moon. We're going to do them for both the new and the full moon this month. If you do the whole month at one time, order it now. I'm allowing 10 spots per lunar phase reading. $29.95 for the entire month. It's personalized. So if I can run your birth chart, I will keep it, and then I'll always have it, but I will look at the aspects and everything as these planets are hitting your personal natal chart. I'm going to give you collective energy right now, but if you want this honed in for you, go right down below, $29.95. If you only want the new moon, you don't want the new and the full moon, because you get that for $29.95, you can get the new moon for $19.95. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. All right, so here we go. So I've got on the other side, you'll see that new moon chart, the step ladder. I didn't create this, guys. I go out and I find them. I'm going to draw on the wheel, but kind of follow along on the chart on your right-hand side. So you see the circle with the dot and the on the side there, and then you see the crescent. So these 2 right here. Oh wait, I gotta make a color, right? Yeah. Okay, we got a color. That would be the sun and the moon right here. Now remember, what does a new moon mean? Hey Dee. What does a new moon mean? A new moon is when the moon, right, is basically in front of the sun. And so from Earth's perspective, so think about that Earth. When you look at these charts, I'm going to teach y'all something here. Think of Earth as being right here in the center. Okay, so this is Earth. All right. So this is our perspective looking outward in the sky. So from our perspective, on the 28th, right, at 2:26 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we really won't see the moon, right, because it's still daylight, but this is what's going on. That's when the new moon comes into full effect. From our perspective, we don't see the moon. Why? Because it's in front of the sun. So it's not reflecting, right? It's in front of the sun. It's not reflecting. Hey, Tawanda. So the sun and the moon are always what we call conjunct at the new moon, at the beginning of the new moon cycle. They are at 5 degrees in Libra. What does that also mean when we have both the luminaries in any one position? So it is lighting day and night, highlighting what sun sign it's in. So it's highlighting, it's putting a spotlight both emotionally and what we can see with our physical eyes, right? The sun. It's putting the spotlight on balance in our lives, on creating that balance. It's putting a spotlight on relationships. It's putting a spotlight on our money. It's putting a spotlight. Are we in balance in our lives? Are we getting out of every situation what we're putting in? Okay? Are we getting out of every situation what we're putting in? Are we in balance? Is justice being served? All right? So that's where we're at with the sun and the moon. We're going to go down the chart on the right-hand side. The next planet is Mercury. Well, Mercury is up here. It's chilling. All right? It's in Libra. It's chilling. It's happy because it's in a what? Air sign, and it's a cardinal air sign. So what is that saying? That basically the communication that we have, right, during this time period, especially this new moon period, is going to be clear, concise, on point, and it's seeking balance. Hey, Sagittarius. Yeah, I'm not watching the game, child. That's the only time they win. It's superstition. Okay. So, clear, concise, speedy. Like, so Mercury is literally speeding along through Libra. Like, Mercury is like, I'm here, but I'm gone. So we have a very short window to say what we feel what we say. Also, transportation, travel, that sort of thing. It should be fairly easygoing during this time period as well. Then, so it's not really aspecting anything because it's racing along. Mercury gets a bug up its butt and it keeps moving. You know what I'm saying? So, you're going to have the ability to make some quick decisions and have some pretty clear communication about the situations. Let's go down to the next one, down on the right-hand side, that chart, right? The female sign, that's Venus, guys. So Venus, if you look over 3 squares, it is, that little symbol means conjunct. So Venus is conjunct with Mercury. Venus is really super happy right now. Why? Because Venus is in its home sign of Libra. So it's all lovey-dovey. It's saying, yeah, it's cool. It's great. You will find that you maybe want to start new relationships, or there's a fresh start to a relationship, a friendship. But especially love. Okay, love. Now, all this is really good that I'm talking to you about right now. Everything is real cool. We have what we call a stellium. 3 or more planets in one sign in Libra. So we're all here, one big, happy Libra, air, cardinal sign, balanced family. Now, let's start talking about where things go to the left just a little bit. I am right now going to highlight this bad boy over here in the corner. Now Uranus, this is Uranus, is in Taurus and is what we call a quincux to all this stuff going on in Libra. For sure the sun and the moon, but there's going to be some effect on these signs. So for sure the quincux happens down here. And what does a quincux mean? Glad you asked. It is not quite an opposition. I want to look at y'all when I tell y'all this. A quincux is not exactly an opposition. A quincux is a disagreement. When planets are in opposition to one another, yes, they're opposing, but there's still space for, how can we say this? We can come to some terms. Okay, we see a way out, even though they're in opposition. So a quincux is, I'm not sure if I see the way out of this situation. I don't know if there is a way out. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if there can be any resolution. I for sure don't know if there could be any compromise. That's what a quincux is. It's a disagreement. It's a real kind of grating. I'm not sure. I don't know. We really got to think about this situation. What the heck is going on? So Uranus, being the planet of higher thought, Uranus rules Aquarius. It is the planet of higher thought. It is the, if you think about an Aquarian, they come up with Aquarians are great inventors, forward thinkers, all sorts of, right, that kind of thing. They're disruptors of the pattern, but typically in a good, full of justice way. Right? They want the good for all. Uranus is right now in Taurus. It is retrograde in Taurus. What does that really mean for us? That means not only are we looking at Taurus as the sign of the home, right? It's Taurians are very, their money is straight. They're, they are always, they're making that money, that kind of thing. They're caretakers. They're the bulls, right? There's a reason why when it's a good market, it's a bull market, because it's just charging ahead and it's making money and it's, making abundance and, being a very cardinal earth sign, being a very fixed earth sign all at once. However, you have the disruptor and the inventor in there in retrograde for a little while longer. So basically, things that are in your routine are going to get disrupted, and hopefully you're going to get new ideas on how to operate in that area of Taurus, right? In that area of hearth, home, of money, work, income, values, material possessions, right? But your priorities are changing as well while we have Uranus, personal priorities especially, while we have Uranus in Taurus in retrograde. Now that's in complete disagreement with what's going on over here with our emotions and our sun in Libra. So where there are imbalances in your relationship, where there are relationships that have to be examined, I'm warning you now, even though we have clear communication up here, there's going to be some clear communication, but it might be you got to move around. It might be a very clear, it's time for you to get to stepping. Or I'm not really sure if I can take this forward into the rest of my life. Okay? I'm not sure if I can take this forward into the rest of my life. I'm not sure, because Uranus is a long transiting. It takes a long time to go around the sun, which means when we disrupt a pattern, we actually mean to disrupt it for our better, for our good, and for our higher and highest good. Okay? Now, let's keep going down the line here. I kind of skipped. You see Mars here. Let's go back to our chart here on the right-hand side. Under the Venus, the feminine, the female sign, we have Mars, the masculine sign. Mars actually is kind of a non-issue. Mars is lollygagging back here, still in Virgo, chilling out. Mars is like, I done pushed y'all planets far enough, long enough. I'm taking a bit of a nap. Not fully in retrograde, but it's about ready. It's still got a day or two hanging out in Virgo. It really is just honestly chilling. All right. So it's not really doing anything. It's not being the grand aggressor in this case, which is good. Thank you very much. Let's go down to the symbol that looks like a 4, because that's the next major aspect we got to talk about. That would be Jupiter. Jupiter, my dears, is sextiling Venus. Look up. Okay. It's sextiling Venus right now. So let me go over here. That's a nice fun aspect, which means it's kind of kissing cousins. It's saying I agree with you. I'm chill with you. Like I'm gonna help you out. So while we've got this disruption over here of what the heck is going on? Can we really do this? Can we really take this? Can we really handle this? Is this what I want to have in the rest of my life? We got Jupiter up here saying, okay, look, boo boo. All right, now look. Chill out. You know, love is in the air. We can make this thing work. Let's look for new ways to make it happen. All right? Let's expand. Or let's look for new love. Now that's the other thing that Jupiter could be saying. You know, it's at home in Sagittarius and it's direct. So it could be chilling saying, you know what? Like everything's cool. Yeah, that could really work out. But listen, child, nah, I don't know. I think we might need to just leave that one behind. We ain't got to take it no more. We can leave it and find something new. New. Right? Because that's that energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarian energy is new. Let's do the next thing. Hey, S. Marie, do the next thing. Have a good time. I wish y'all could see me because I'm doing all my hand gestures. Now, so this energy down here is basically like, leave it. Right? This energy is kind of like half and half. This is 50-50. Jupiter is saying, I'm going to support you either way. Girlfriend, boyfriend, I got you, boo-boo. Either way. Either we staying or we going, but we're going to have to do something because we can't stay in this situation any longer. Something has to change. Now, the other major aspect that's going on, we talked about this last night. Let's go down. I talked about Uranus quincunxing. Okay, Saturn. So Saturn is the one that looks like an H with the cross on the top, right? So Saturn is squaring Venus. Oh boy, good Lord help us, Jesus. Saturn is squaring Venus. Boo-boo, why? So at the same time, Saturn is squaring Venus, and then I'm actually going to skip over here to Pluto, because Pluto's squaring Venus as well. And Pluto is squaring Mercury. But what it's doing is it's helping out in cosine and Saturn. And trying to be helpful to Neptune. While Jupiter is squaring the mess out of Neptune right now. This is a heated debate. This is hot. This is a hot debate right now. So I want us to grab this. And this is what I'm going to do here. This is what I'm going to help you out with. What does all that mean? Saturn and Pluto are squaring Venus. So the very foundations of your relationships right now, and let's just, Saturn is direct, Pluto is still in retrograde. The very foundations of your relationships right now, your friendships, your career, remember, Saturn rules Capricorn. It is at home in Capricorn. What is 10th house energy? It is career. It is long-term goals. It is structure. It is status, fame, that kind of thing. It's your reputation. It's your public image. It's divine masculinity. That's 10th house stuff. It's home in the 10th house. And it's going over there saying, I don't know what y'all been doing all this darn time, this first half of the year, but guess what? it's all got to get upset. We finna upset the apple cart because you've been playing around too darn long. You've been playing too long, honey. It's time to shake that foundation up. And it actually has some sideways help from Uranus down here. Because Uranus is coming in on the side eyeing it going, ooh, let me run the pick. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to disrupt some stuff now. That fool that's been laying up on your couch all this time, he got to go. I know it's winter, but it's time for him to roll. You see what I'm saying? I don't know who I needed to say that to. Somebody just, I don't know where that came from, child. But basically, so Saturn is saying, let me get in on this disruption of the pattern. Your boss ain't talking to you right. Well, guess what? It's about time that you open up your mouth here with Mr. Mercury here. Because Saturn and Pluto squaring Venus, and then Pluto squaring Mercury as well. What that does is it pushes you into action to say, I can no longer let you speak to me this way, and I can no longer speak to you where I'm not being authentic and it's not balanced. Do you understand? It ain't balanced. So because the communication and the love is not reciprocated, there is no balance. Where there is no balance, there must be disruption. We must get ourselves in balance. This new moon is all about getting your relationships, your communication in balance. It's about bringing your money in balance too. But it's really about the interpersonal interactions. And then to top it all off, we got little old Neptune out here chilling. Not really. It's big Neptune. He's in retrograde and he's squaring off with Jupiter. He's squaring off with Jupiter. And he's quincunxing the sun and the moon, just like Uranus. These two planets are quincunxing the sun and the moon. The dreaminess feels like I have no way out. I got to put my feet down on the ground. What I thought was going to be the dream relationship, the dream job, the dream friendship. I thought we had cleared everything up with the family. I thought I knew what I was doing as far as spirituality. I thought I was connected to source. The disruption is happening. I thought I was connected to God. I thought I was connected to my ancestors. I thought I was connected to my angels and my spirit guides. There is disruption underfoot because what is happening is Jupiter is saying, hey, you know what? You thought that this was big, but I'm going to force you to dream a little bit bigger. And it's uncomfortable. Remember, when you got a quincunx happening, there's an uncomfortability about the relationship between the planets. There's an uncomfortability. It is uncomfortable. Okay? So, what is this? How can I wrap this collectively all up? This is what I'm going to say for the new moon collectively. And again, if you want to know, I can tell you collectively what's going to happen. But if I can do a personalized reading for you, I can look and see where these planets are hitting your chart. Where these aspects are hitting your personal chart. And I can hone in between the chart and the intuition. I add it all together and we come up with a really cohesive, energetic reading for you. But collectively, this is what I have to say. Take stock in all of your relationships. Every last one of them. Analyze them, look at them, if things start to bubble up and it just seems like, oh my gosh, I've known this person for 20 darn years and we still can't seem to communicate. You're right. You can't. You have to look and see, is this person really, is this energy, is this interpersonal relationship helping me evolve? Is it raising me up? So we got to look at our third dimension. Are we getting out what we're putting in? And then we need to look at our higher selves, our Neptunian energy, our Uranus energy, and analyze that and say, am I really ascending, awakening in deeper, higher connection with God than I was 6 months ago, than I was 2 months ago, than I was a month ago? And if that answer is no, then use this energy to open that door up again and get it wider and get that connection deeper and more realistic, and more and stronger. There is a level of spiritual lifestyle, of being spiritually led, that you have only thus far dreamt of. The portal has been open, and it's been open for a while. But the portal and the invitation yet remains open. Do you want a higher communication and a deeper relationship with God, with the angels, with the ancestors, with your spirit guides? Do you want that deeper relationship with the spirit realm and truly live a spirit-led awakened life? Or are you kind of cool with just what's happening down here? Thank you, Mr. Melvin. Now, I'm not saying you got to chop everybody out. This is not, although Queen of Swords has been known to be a Libra card for the minor arcana. But what I am saying is this. Sometimes we get to leave people. We don't have to take them. We can leave them and still care for them and still be like, you cool and all. I just can't have you up close and personal in my space. You're going to have to be out here, and we'll talk every now and again. So it doesn't necessarily, we have to kind of get out. Let's not engage in cancel culture and be canceling people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear you. I ain't trying to do nothing else. I'm gonna pull one card to kind of get a collective energy here. But you just gotta not have everybody so up close and personal with you, because not everybody is feeding you. Not everybody is helping you to evolve. And if they're not helping you to evolve, what does the saying say? Then they are someone you should not be involved with. So it's up to you to continue to evolve. But I have to say, it is time, past time, overdue time to get that higher connection with Source. And we have, I'm going to put it up close, the Five of Swords. This is the Fountain deck. The communication, the conversations are not going to be easy during this new moon. The conversation you have to have with yourself as to what you need to finally release and let go so you can feed yourself and balance your own scales spiritually, so you can finally invest in your spiritual growth, right? So you can then finally invest in your spirit-led life. Those are not easy conversations to have in the third dimension or with yourself. because this is asking you to look at the reality of it. And I'm even looking at, okay, I'm not even gonna go there, but there's been realities of some things personally that I've like, whoa, I didn't see it like this, because I typically experience a lot of the shadow energies earlier. I didn't look at it like this. I didn't see this person in this way. I didn't, whatever the case is. And I had to rethink it and say, am I willing to deal with this? Is this what I want for the rest? Is this what I want? And I don't know yet, but I have to have the difficult conversations. And a lot of times the most difficult conversation is with yourself, because you got to look at yourself and say, where do I still need healing? What haven't I let go of? What am I still holding on to? Why am I still holding on to this? Why am I still holding on to this person? What is this person really doing for me? How is it serving me? Is it serving my higher good, or is it not? And if it's not, if it ain't, it's got to go. And be okay with it, because you're rising to a higher vibration. So this Five of Swords is saying the conversations you're about to have, the thought processes, it's going to be some conflict, but out of conflict comes growth. Out of conflict comes resolution. So I'm not saying just go off and be like reckless by the mouth. But what I am saying is it's time to really look at the energy that is being put into your world and put into your life. Is it benefiting me? Is it a healing energy? Is it an ascension, awakening, and evolution energy? Is it bringing me any closer to God, or any closer to my life purpose? Or is it really, I'm just putting this energy out and there's no exchange and there's no reciprocation, and they're just sucking the life out of me? And that could even be your family. It's time to look at this. You can either take it or you can leave it. Basically, take them or leave them is also being said. What's also really the other meaning to that is, you could either take what's being offered to you by Spirit, by God, by the universe, or you could leave it, but don't come crying when you get kind of left behind and everyone else is growing. Don't come crying when things all of a sudden stop working and the process is so heavy and so harsh. Don't come crying. Don't come crying, because you've been given an opportunity. So take it or leave it. Take them or leave them. Keep them or ditch them. But the decisions are going to have to be made. And so this new moon energy is helping to actually illuminate how you're feeling about things, people, and it's forcing you to look and say, I'm not sure whether or not this situation can ever be brought to resolution. And what do I do about it? All right. Hey, Nini. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. Again, please go down in the description box and click on that link for the lunar phase, the personalized lunar cycle reading, $29.95, new and full moon. I only keep 10 spots for that open. One is already gone. The minute I put it up, someone ordered it. I'll be starting on those tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll have them done. Or if you just want the new moon personalized forecast, that's down below too as well. The link to that's $19.95 on an individual basis. All right. So take a peek at all that. Again, 10 spots for each are open. The first 10 people will get the full lunar forecast. If you haven't had an opportunity, if you didn't get the full moon forecast last month, try it out. We had some amazing spot on, because it's not just astrological, it's intuitive as well. So it's some fantastic guidance to know what we should be focusing on for manifestation and meditation. And then at the full moon, where should we be releasing and what should we expect and be focused on at that point as well, to work with the energies that's been set in the heavens with us. Okay. All right, guys, I am going to get on up out here. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. We'll be seeing you shortly. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you so much. Namaste. Bye-bye.